Good afternoon and welcome along to Matchday Live for Matchday 7 in Cinch League 1. After an impressive start to the season, September has not been kind to the Bairns, with 3 defeats on the bounce over the past 3 matches. So a win is even more important this afternoon at the Falkirk Stadium as we welcome Dumbarton. First of all, let's go back to one of the earlier matches and the last home game here at the Falkirk Stadium on the 28th of August, when we hosted Queen's Park. Your commentators for the match are Stuart McCafferty and Lewis Connolly.
Well, the announcement above us encouraging the fans to give a warm welcome. Alex Totten as he leads the team out today. A well-deserved, fantastic career Alex has had at Falkirk Football Club as a player. Of course, he spent some time down at Liverpool in his early playing days and then came back up over a spell over the water in Fife. Came back to Falkirk. McCann, first man to it again. Much. A good return pass. Big round of applause as he picks out McCann to immediately start the counter. Keena. Back to Telfer. Falkirk trying the quick transitions again. This is what's been such a feature of their season. Miller back to Morrison. Great move for the Bears. Good delivery. And a timely interception from Michael Doyle at the back post. Opportunity. Queen's Park back. Recovered. Nesbitt tries a diagonal. Falkirk find the space and behind the fullback. Morrison. Can he deliver? Decent ball in. Finds Nesbitt in the box. Back to goal though. 18 yards out. Needs support. Chip through. Well, intelligent pass through from Aidan Nesbitt. So unlucky not to connect with the run of Charlie Telfer. Good interception by Moore, but then lost it, and now he's left a gap on Queen's Park's right flank. Falkirk flight it in. Seb Ross tries to get there, but Telfer the first man on it. Telfer goes past 2, finds Nesbitt. The shot, handball. Falkirk fans absolutely furious. We'll try and get a look at that one again. The second as the shot goes over the bar. Falkirk beginning to build a little bit of momentum. Falkirk getting in behind the fullbacks regularly. Low cross, finds Aidan Keena. Turns. Can he get the shot away? He can. Now just by the post is Falkirk now starting to pin Queen's Park back. And things back to where they started with Doyle. Brown giving the first one. Longridge gets a run on Hetherington. Hetherington needs to stop the cross. Can't do so, but Nesbitt does. Leon McCann didn't get a shout. Has it taken off him? The chip in. Must be for Murray. Chance to score. 6 yards out. Simon Murray rolls that one wide of the post. Really should have done better, but you have to say good defending as well. Doing just enough to put Simon Murray off. And Queen's Park from nowhere thought Simon Murray would have put that away. Just a straightforward free cross into the box. Danny Granger absolutely furious as Simon Murray was left unmarked. Great crossfield pass, finds Morrison. This ball goes in the net, but the flag has gone up. Well, Falkirk make the breakthrough. Unfortunately, denied by the linesman's flag. McCann goes past Moore, finds Nesbitt, drives at the defence. Keena takes over now. Great ball to Miller. Headed behind though by Louis Longridge, back helping out defensively. And this time flighted straight into the back post. Free header, somehow head in his hands. Seb Ross sticks it a yard wide of the post. Well, Stuart, 34 minutes gone in this game. How do you assess it so far?
Well, I've just joined late in the day, just helping out with some of the tech stuff. I mean, Falkirk obviously had that chance, that offside goal from Callum Morrison, as you mentioned. I mean, Queen's at the moment, they're exploiting the gaps between the centre halves. It is a crossfield ball to the likes of Murray or Louis Longridge.
It's Murray and Robson who are standing over this. You just wonder, only having had the one chance, can Queen's Park take the lead? Good delivery and a brilliant free kick from Simon Murray. Deadlock broken. Terrific finish. Off celebrating in front of his fans. And suddenly, from nowhere, Falkirk 0, Queen's Park 1.
A wonderful free kick though from Simon Murray. I thought Tommy Robson was the man going to take it. It was more for him, but just a couple of steps. The only thing you can only say to yourself is Robbie Much
has kept Falkirk at bay. Meanwhile, Simon Murray at the second attempt gets Queen's off as Gary Miller wiped out right on the edge of the box. Finally, it looks like we're going to see the first booking of the game. Queen's Park, it's Darren Lyon, Bob McHugh, Callum Ferry, Callum Yates, Callum Bigger and Connor Smith. Come back to that in a second as Callum Morrison flights this one into the box. Keena wiped out. Silly foul by Fox. Out of nowhere, Falkirk given the penalty. Well, the ref with no choice but to point to the spot, and the look from the Queen's Park management team beneath us towards Charlie Fox to get back on level terms. Willie Muir, can he deny Callum Morrison? The ball hits the bar, bounces down and out. The officials say it hadn't crossed the line. Play goes on. Inside to Telfer, 2 men round him, offloads to Nesbitt. 35 yards out, the switch of play now to McCann. Nesbitt again gets up to the 18-yard box. Jinks one way, then the other. Couldn't work that shooting angle. Chance to shoot though for hit the post, Keena. And again, Falkirk denied for a second time. Falkirk with the ball in the net, and once again, the assistant's flag denying Falkirk for the second time. The initial shot, great effort from Gary Miller, cannons off the post. Go a long way towards their promotion hopes potentially as Connor Smith drives forward, cuts in field, lets loose, and a brilliant save by Robbie Much. Brilliant save by the young keeper right on the 90-minute mark. He's really not had a lot to do in this game. And there goes the full-time whistle. The visitors take the 3 points back through to Glasgow. A frustrating day for the Bairns, but you have to say 4 chances in the first half to get on the score sheet and a penalty in the second that unfortunately they couldn't convert.
Simon Murray is the man to watch in League One this season for Queen's Park, and it proved to be the case the last time the teams met here at the Falkirk Stadium back at the end of August. Next up for the Bairns in the league was a trip to the Indodrill Stadium. Never an easy place to go to get a result for any team, and it turned out to be the case for the Bairns. Your commentators once again are Lewis and Stewart.
Nesbitt. Clever little ball out of defence from Dixon. Good yards from Telfer as well. Good combination play from Falkirk. Nesbitt, chance to shoot, 25 yards out. Not far away.
Because you can just see that just now. Alloa have got 5 in the midfield and they're winning quite a lot in the middle. Balls in the middle.
Falkirk went for 2, lost out on both. Chance for Alloa to break deadlock. And somehow, with an open goal at his mercy, Alan Troughton nods it wide. Great save by Robbie Much in the first instance. He can't get out though, give it straight back to Falkirk. Telfer goes past 2, tries his luck. Nice easy one again though for David Hutton. Colleen out, looks for an option, but just sees a sea of light blue jerseys ahead of him. Alloa up to go long, Henderson. Well, looks to have broke the offside trap, rolls it in, and Henderson gives Alloa the lead. Falkirk still staring at the stand-side linesman, asking what's happening, but the flag stays down, much to Falkirk's annoyance. He stood on the ball there, loses his footing. It's Ruth finds Nesbitt. Telfer now. Just so many yellow and black jerseys swarming round. McCann, infield to Seb Ross. Ross lets loose. Good save from Hutton. Dipping just below the crossbar. Nicely done. It might take something like that just to get Falkirk back on level terms. The 1 central and 2 wide as they try and get a little bit more joy. Can't see anything changing till 60 or 70 minutes though. As good run, Miller left for dead. Cut back from the byline, O'Donnell shoots. Great save by Robbie Much. Right on the stroke of half time. That is a massive save from Robbie Much. Play underway. Falkirk now shooting uphill in the second half. Nesbitt immediately on the attack. Tries his luck from distance. And immediately, seconds after the restart, flashes one wide of David Hutton's left-hand post. Gets another crack at it now, Michael Ruth. Falkirk probing across the back line. Nesbitt goes wide out to McCann. McCann takes on O'Donnell. Lets Nesbitt take over right in the corner of the box. Flighted in, the header's there. And inches away from the equalising goal, Craig McGuffey establish a commanding foothold in this game if they can make this count. Taggart takes the free kick, flights it in deep into the box towards Durnan. Durnan wins a header, Salmon, and they have done so. The two former Bairns combining. Mark Durnan up at the far post, did the right thing, knocked it back across goal, and Connor Salmon, well, left completely unmarked, 3 yards out. No wonder Robbie Much punches the turf, asking where was the mark. Falkirk forced to start from the back again. Hetherington, Omprion, McCann now. Good play by Nesbitt. Omprion chance to shoot. Good save from Hutton, up and over. Just tips that one over the bar. Corner flighted in, free header, and then cleared off the line from Paul Dixon's header. Terrific goal line clearance from Adam King.
It's just been a really, really poor, for me, team performance.
Ball over the top, looks for Aidan Keena. He holds off Mendy. Needs support though, still going. And unfortunately, scoops it up and over the bar. There is the full-time whistle. Applause from the Alloa fans to our right, boos from the Falkirk fans to our left. They are not amused at the performance today.
So with the Kilmarnock Challenge match in between, that means 3 defeats in 3 matches for the Bairns since the end of August, which means the league tables are a bit different to the last time we spoke on the Matchday Live programme, but the one saving grace was the Queen's Park draw with Airdrieonians last time out. So the table looks like this, with Queen's Park top on 12 points, Montrose a point behind on 11, and Dumbarton and Falkirk sharing joint third place on 10 points, with the Suns 2 goals better off than Falkirk. Cove Rangers in 5th on 8 points along with Airdrieonians. Then it's Alloa Athletic in 7th along with Clyde in 8th place. Peterhead second bottom on 6 points, and East Fife bottom of the table with 4 points on the board. Let's turn our attentions to the scorers chart so far this season for the Bairns, and given recent results, not too many changes since the last time we checked this. Callum Morrison still out on top on 5 total goals, 3 in the league so far this season, with Paul Dixon just behind on 3 along with Aidan Nesbitt. Aidan Keena is sitting on 2 goals so far this season, and also goals for Charlie Telfer, Ben Weeks, Craig McGuffey and Seb Ross. So given the last few results for the Bairns, a very important match this afternoon at the Falkirk Stadium, and talking about the game today with Andy Thompson, its manager Paul Sheeran.
Well, Paul, the last time we spoke, you'd won 3 on the bounce and we said management was going to be easy, and you said, well, there'll be ups and downs. And so the first question is, who's going to win the big race this afternoon?
No chance of predicting that one now. No, it's been tough. It was tough for Saturday because I couldn't take many positives away for Saturday. I thought we were individually as poor as we've been, which then affects you in terms of team performance. So that obviously is affected by the individual performances, and there wasn't enough good ones, wasn't enough average ones really. So really frustrated, but I'm no getting too carried away. I think I spoke about when we were winning, no getting too carried away with ourselves with that, and likewise I'll not get too carried away with losing. I'm working with the boys day in, day out. They're working as hard as they ever have done. Fortunate we managed to get a game on Tuesday against Hibs, so there was again back to plenty positives out of that, so it was really pleasing in terms of performance levels against our strong Hibs team. So we've took a lot for that on on Tuesday, and back into it today again, working hard towards how we think we can maybe win a football match. But I think again, I've spoke about habits in football. If you go spelly games where you can't pick up wins, the tension becomes a wee bit more, and the sooner we get out of that habit, obviously the better for everyone, and we'll do all we can to do that.
If you look back at the 3 games, I mean, let's go back to Queen's Park, for instance. I mean, we dominated the game. You could reasonably say we're unlucky there, because we could have won the game quite easily. It was a tremendous free kick, of course, but there's a lot of positives to be taken out of that game. Yeah,
in terms of creating chances, again, I don't think we played as well as we had done previously, but I still think there was enough positives to suggest we were still going in the right direction, and I do felt we deserved more out of the game than we got, but we didn't ultimately, so you get frustrated with that. And I'm not stood here enjoying losing football matches, definitely not, but if you see enough positives to suggest you're going in the right direction, then it makes it a wee bit easier. So we certainly found that both Queen's Park and Kilmarnock, there was enough positives in the games to suggest we were doing okay. But again, like I've said already, the Alloa game was far from what we've been the early part of the season.
And those 2 performances against Queen's Park and Kilmarnock, and then the Alloa one, was that the biggest disappointment for you? Because it was a rapid decline in performance, really.
It was a huge disappointment, not just for me, for everybody involved, because they're all aware as well that there's been plenty of positives, and we're all buying into the way we want to play and how we want to set up, and we couldn't be further away from what we had been previously. So yes, we're all frustrated, but we're also all desperate to put it right, which is the most important thing.
The thing about football, of course, is the next game is just round the corner, and that's true this week because you've got Dumbarton at home. Yeah,
a team on a good run of form, brilliant 5-0 win last week, which is probably pretty seldom in our league, because all games seem to have been pretty tight up to now, so it's a brilliant result for them. They're well organised, extremely hard working, a threat on the counter attack, so we know we'll have to be aware of that. I think 9 goals out of their 13 goals have been for set pieces, so again something to be wary of then, but we need to just get back to what we are firstly. That's the most important thing for me, is showing our identity again, and it's important we do that Saturday.
Yeah, we're saying against Alloa we should have imposed our style on them rather than the other way around, and it's really going to be the case of that on Saturday, isn't it?
I certainly hope so. I think that's certainly the aim for us as a group, is to come back fighting and show just exactly that, what we are about, and hopefully we can do that, and we won't have too many concerns.
Yeah, you're also praising the fans, a big crowd again through at Alloa. I mean, they really do follow you, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, they've been excellent. I've continually said that, and it's especially the run we're in. It's yes, there's been positives, but we're still not winning football matches. So it's credit to them that they're still coming through the gates and still spending their hard-earned cash, as it is at the minute, to come and support us. So hopefully we can give them something to shout about come Saturday, as opposed to grumble about.
And that's of course important for the players as well, isn't it? When you're going through a bad spell, you need that support, because it does give you a lift.
Definitely, I think, but we have to give them a lift as well, and I don't think we've done that Saturday. So the 2 go hand in hand. Obviously, if you can give them something to shout about early on, whether that be a strong tackle, a decent chance you've created, a goal at the early part, it gives them something to feed on. So we recognise that we need to give them something back as much as they need to give us. So it goes hand in hand, the 2 really.
Well, we're all looking forward to Saturday. You didn't give me a prediction for the big race. I won't ask you to give me a prediction for the Dumbarton game, but all the best on Saturday.
Cheers, Andy. Thanks very much.
Paul Sheeran there with his thoughts of the match this afternoon, and taking a look back over the history of the fixture over the years. It's advantage Falkirk, you would say, with 36 Falkirk wins in the league to 26 for Dumbarton. There's been 23 draws over the many clashes of these 2 sides over the decades, giving a total of 43 Falkirk wins, 27 Dumbarton wins and 23 draws across all competitions. And we're no stranger to some big scores against Dumbarton either, and some fairly recently. Back in season 2019-20, a 6-0 win, and the biggest win against the Suns coming back in 1960-61 when we beat them by 7-1. So let's get a taster of what these fixtures are all about as we take you back to March the 30th of 2021, the last time the 2 sides met here at the Falkirk Stadium.
Yeah, and that's a big thing about Blair's game. He's got goals, and he's got a great strike from distance and can hit the box. And Unlucky there, really fast start by Falkirk, and
the pass though shows too much to Robbie Leach, and well, Ryan McGeever, no real option but to bring Leach down. Alston steps up on target, and a good save by Sam Ramsbottom. The effort dipping just at the last minute. Falkirk tried to sustain the pressure, and of all people it was almost Morgado Gomez breaking through the defensive line. Gomez picks a pocket of Wedderburn though, and then taken to the ground. Steps up, right footed, has a pop, rattles the crossbar. Well, once forcing a good save from the keeper, and with all due respect to Sam Ramsbottom that time, Tom, he was beaten all ends up if that had just been an inch or so lower. It's Ben Hall of all people, 25 yards out, finds Keena's shot straight at the keeper. So the outswinger comes in from the left side looking for Neil, free header for Neil, and then Jones, and then Much with the save forces that one wide. Keena and Dixon. Keena tries his luck from distance, and well, just a yard or so wide, but almost looked like he caught Sam Ramsbottom by surprise. Aidan Keena has drifted to the left, and Callum Morrison is occupying that central slot as Crossan whips it in just over the head of Jones, and then the rebound just popped up for Omar. Unfortunately, he just couldn't get above that one to direct it goalwards. Something that Tom touched on earlier on, that rotation, as Alston plays it to Miller. The cutback's there. Well, Falkirk forced to settle for a corner. Falkirk still have it, we'll come back to that in a second. Morrison jinks one way then the other, at the shot deflects. Handball is the shout from the Bairns. Doing well just to apply pressure where they can. Morrison down the line to Miller, chance for an early cross. Flights it in, just something on it from Miller, falls to Dixon, the shot. Handball is a shout, I have to say that one a stronger claim than the first, leaving Alston and Gomez in the midfield. Gomez comes forward 10-15 yards. Keena, great reverse pass to Morrison, 1-on-1. Can he make the delivery count? You have to say, well, almost an own goal. Kai Fotheringham, of course a former academy graduate here at the Falkirk Stadium, can play as a number 10 or left wing, so more attack minded, and Anton Dowes will play right up top. Chipped in by Alston, and well, only a yard wide. Morrison. Ball over the top, inches away from Alston, it does connect. That's a great save by Ramsbottom.
Blair doing one of those trademark runs.
Well, a third penalty shout for the Bairns. This time it was McAllister taking down Mark Durnan in the box. I'll come back to that replay in a second as Paul Dixon breaks forward on his weaker foot, lets one go, and a great save again by Ramsbottom. Corner flighted in, falls to Durnan, can he get the shot away? Good block by McGeever. Scramble there, and another great save by Ramsbottom. As Omar has a shot, and Falkirk stop. It's Dumbarton go down. Their first shot on target off the half, and Falkirk, having been denied 3 penalty claims, suddenly find themselves a goal down at the Falkirk Stadium. The initial ball forward allowed to bounce. Omar stuck to the task. Got away.
It looks like a deflection that's beaten the keeper, doesn't it? Off Dixon maybe.
Yeah, it looks like it has taken a slight nick, and that is the cue for Falkirk to make further changes. They're now going to go 2 up top, and we can tell you Akil Francis is going to come on as Alston tries to break through, goes to Dowds, flashes it right across the face of goal. No taker in the middle. So Falkirk, 3 strikers on the field, the shot and the immediate equaliser. Well, the change in formation pays dividends within 60 seconds. The more physical approach, as Tom says, suddenly within 60 seconds of that change, Akil Francis, the first substitute, goes around the cross in, finding Anton Dowds. And certainly, if you're going to make substitutions, Tom, that's how to do it. 13 minutes to go, Dumbarton on the attack. Omar through again. A very ambitious effort from Jones. Alston chipped over the top, looks for Salmon. Took it down well, but away from one man. Wardrope the second, who was covering. Durnan. Well, Jones has 2 nips at Durnan. And then ultimately, a red card brandished to the Falkirk defender, who sarcastically applauds Jones for the way he went down. Well, we saw that earlier in the game. Goes all the way to Gary Miller. Can he find a delivery? Well, opts to take the throw instead. Back to Nielsen. Chipped in. The header there. Oh, a great save, but absolutely brilliant save in the 93rd minute. Resultant corner flighted in. Headed away as far as Nielsen. Nielsen lofts it high into the box. Hall helps it down, but nice easy one for Ramsbottom. And Falkirk almost snatching it at the death.
It was honours even the last time the sides met at the Falkirk Stadium. We hope for one better this afternoon as we hand you across to your commentary team for the match this afternoon. And as always, let's get right behind the Falkirk Bairns.